And when I think about that 40-year history, and I've watched and been a part of that history for almost probably close to 30 of those years, um, I look at it as you've grown. You've grown from a small site in Jerusalem where we had a factory to now Haifa with the design center, one of the real powerhouses of design within Intel, but within the industry. Kiryat Gat with the factory. We still have the Jerusalem site. There's a variety of other sites in the northern sections and central sections of Israel. It's really an expanding, growing, healthy, living site. And for 40 years, that's a great accomplishment to have achieved. I think you guys should celebrate that. Really recognize what you've accomplished over these years. You've built a community within Israel and a community within Intel. When I look at the contributions of the Israeli side over the last 40 years, I really think about, you could look at just the kind of the physical accomplishments, things like, hey, we've built 3 fabs there, the fab in Jerusalem, Fab 8, the first one down in Kiryat Gat 18, and then Fab 28, the current new factory, built the design centers up in Haifa. But you have to step back and really look at the contributions a little bit broader. We've built a community and a complete cross-section of the company. When I think of Israel, it's an Israeli site for Intel. It's a microcosm of Intel. It's a complete Intel within a country. It's about the only place we have that much of a complete cross-section of the company. That's one of the biggest contributions. I could go to things like Banyas, which really started Intel on low power transition. I could look at the cost reductions and manufacturing improvements done in the manufacturing group there. But at the end of the day, it's that there's a complete microcosm of Intel there, and it's a company within the country. And that's a great accomplishment. When I think about the Israeli culture and how it really interacts with Intel culture, it's seamless. And there's a directness and a frankness, but even more importantly, there's an accountability and a results orientation. And it pervades the whole country, and it's really what the foundation of Intel culture is built on. So for me, it's always been very easy to work with the Israeli culture. It's just an extension of Intel culture. It's personalized for Israel, but at the end of the day, there's things I can count on. I'll get the feedback, I'll get the results, and I know we're working together. And that's really what I see as the Israeli culture. For the next 40 years, boy, who knows from a technology standpoint, but the one thing I can count on is we'll continue to grow in Israel. I see us continuing to grow in the manufacturing side, on the design side. I think we'll continue to expand our labs and our development efforts there and our efforts around connectivity and communication. So I think if I looked at the next 40 years, there'll certainly be a growth within Intel. But really what I'm counting on is that there's going to be innovation driven out of that site. The things that we don't even understand or think of, both from within Intel, but also what I found is there's a community around the whole site of Israel that we can tap into. And those are going to be untold innovations that we'll be able to really partner with and capitalize on and bring to the marketplace. I really look for that for the next 40 years. That's going to be the key and what I think helps drive Israel and helps drive Intel together.